Right on that wave of violence that hit us hard over the holiday weekend and new calls for action in the district. A planned safety walk turned into a bit of a victory lap for D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Yeah, that's because today we saw portions of her proposed crime bill finally introduced as emergency legislation. Now, the bill before the council makes discharging a gun a felony and gives judges the ability to keep repeat offenders behind bars while they're awaiting trial. Our Delia Gonzalez is live in Northeast tonight, a neighborhood there where the mayor just wrapped up her safety walk. And I know many neighbors there want immediate changes, so will this crime bill lead to safer streets right away?
Well, here's the timeline on the crime bill. The council has until Tuesday to pass this bill before they go on summer break. The mayor then has 10 days to sign it into law, and if she does, and if it passes through all of that, then it does go into effect immediately. Councilmember Brooke Pinto, who sponsored this bill, says it's not going to solve all of our problems, but she is confident that it will take measures and chip away at some of the increased crime that we've been seeing this summer. Now, let's talk about what folks in the community want. As you mentioned, they want a whole lot more and they want something immediately. So they say, you know what, we need more police. And we're not talking about just presence, we're talking about engagement. Police officers out of their cruisers, talking to community members, building trust and relationships here. A lot of folks also talked about the curfew, which is already on the books and makes it a violation for anyone under 17 to be outside after midnight without an adult. But let's talk about this crime bill. By far the most controversial part of that bill allows a judge to detain a young person who's accused of a violent crime while that person is awaiting trial, even if a gun was not used in that crime.
And making sure that we are truly supporting rehabilitation and can set young people up for success after they have been detained is really important, and that work is ongoing. That is not ending today. But what is also important is that we send a clear message to victims that we are taking seriously the trauma that has been inflicted on you.
And I don't want to give anybody the impression that I want any person to go to jail who doesn't deserve it. I also believe, as the councilwoman has said, that every person is presumed innocent until proven guilty and they get a fair trial. I believe all of those things. But if I believe, too, that if you use a gun, everybody knows that you used a gun, the victims, your friends, and you walk out the next day with no consequence whatsoever, we are not going to drive down crime. That's true for juveniles who are acting like adults, and that's true for adults.
A long soundbite from the mayor there, but certainly a very passionate word from the mayor about what she believes this crime bill will do for adults and even the juvenile crime that we're seeing here in the city. Coming up at 6, we'll hear more from community members who want this curfew to be enforced and what the mayor has to say. She had some very pointed words about the curfew and how parents should be involved and what role they can play. Listen, I also talked to an elderly man who was just assaulted by a group of 12-year-olds, he says, but he says he hasn't lost hope in the city. He has an amazing story, and you'll want to hear it coming up at 6. For now, we're live in Northeast. Delia Gonzalez, WUSA 9.
Yeah, in the meantime, the mayor certainly making her stance clear.